What a weekend in the world of motorsports. From the dirt tracks of the heartland to the high banks in the desert, championships were shaken, heroes were made, and legends added another chapter to their stories. In the sprint car world, a six-time champion finally broke a frustrating winless streak that mattered just when it mattered most. And while across the country, a local hero returned from an injury to stun the national touring stars, turning a championship battle completely on its head. And in NASCAR, the playoffs kicked off with a milestone victory, a strategic masterclass that punched one driver's ticket to the finale while leaving others in a desperate fight for their championship lives. We've got all the breakdowns, the highlights, and the heartbreaks from High Limit, the World of Outlaws, and a pivotal weekend in Las Vegas for NASCAR. I'm Russ Fritz telling you to strap in tight because this isn't just racing, this is Switching Grooves. Well, as the nation grappled with political and economic uncertainty, the dirt tracks of the American Midwest became the epicenter of a different kind of conflict, one of speed, skill, and championship ambition. The burgeoning rivalry between the upstart, well, not the upstart, but the Kubota High Limit Racing Series and the venerable World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series reached a fever pitch, with both championships hanging in the balance during a pivotal weekend of racing. The 2025 season of the Kubota High Limit Racing Tour is rapidly approaching its conclusion, and the heartland of America's showdown at the historic Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas, was a crucial battleground. The two-night event on October 10th and 11th set the stage for a dramatic confrontation between the series' top championship contenders, points leader Rico Abreu and the six-time defending national champion Brad Sweet. The weekend actually kicked off with a statement victory from series regular Brett Marks. And starting from the outside of the front row, Marks seized the lead uh, at the outset of the 25 lap feature and never ever relinquished it. In a race that saw only a single caution flag, Marks expertly navigated lap traffic, holding off relentless pressure from two of the series. Actually, yeah, two. We'll just leave it at two of the series' top title contenders. While Marks actually celebrated victory in Victory Lane, I almost said Winter Circle. I don't like Winter Circle. But while Marks actually celebrated in Victory Lane, the podium finishers told a more significant story for the championship. Aaron Reitzel, driving the Ridge and Sons Racing number 87, made a last lap pass to secure a crucial runner-up finish, and Brad Sweet brought his Casey Kane Racing number 49 home in third. The most critical result, however, was that of points leader Rico Abreu, who finished a distant ninth. This outcome allowed both Reitzel and Sweet to make up significant gains in the championship standings, tightening the points battle and ratcheting up the pressure heading into Saturday's finale. If Friday night was about spoilers perfection, Saturday was about a champion's redemption. Brad Sweet entered the night mired in an uncharacteristic 28 race winless streak, his last victory coming 3 months prior in July. In a performance that underscored his championship pedigree, Sweet emphatically broke that slump when it mattered most. Starting from the fourth position, Sweet methodically worked his way forward, and the decisive moment of the 30-lap, 25,000 to win main event actually came on lap 10. Leader Ryan Timms battled with lap traffic, and Sweet executed a daring high-risk maneuver, splitting two lap cars and diving under Timms to seize the lead, and he would not surrender it. He survived two subsequent restarts to claim his fifth victory at Lakeside and his 14th all-time with the High Limit Series. Oklahoma City's Ryan Timms, who actually led the opening 10 laps from the pole, was forced to settle for a strong runner-up finish. In a vital effort to mitigate the points damage, we'll say, Rico drove a steady race to finish third, and that result kept him atop the championship standings, but saw his once comfortable lead shrink dramatically. The weekend at Lakeside Speedway completely reshaped the inaugural High Limit Racing Championship fight. Brad Sweet's slump-busting victory on Saturday night was a massive momentum shift. Combined with his podium finish on Friday, the weekend's results slashed Rico Abreu's lead in the Drivers' Championship to a mere 30 points, with only 3 races remaining on the schedule. The battle holds dual importance due to the series' lucrative points fund and future structure. The Drivers' Championship pays a handsome sum, but the Owners' Championship carries a $250,000 prize and has significant implications for the series. The series' planned franchise system for the 2026 and 2027 seasons. After the dust settled in Kansas, Abreu's number 24 car held a slim 20-point advantage over Aaron Reitzel and a 30-point lead over Brad Sweet's number 49, setting the stage for a thrilling 3-way fight to the finish. And while High Limit was deciding its championship fate out in the Midwest, the World of Outlaws embarked on a critical East Coast swing. The weekend began with the series' first visit to New Egypt Speedway in New Jersey since 2017, before heading to the heart of PA Posse territory at the famed Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. The weekend would prove to be one of the most consequential of the season, defined by a driver's triumph return and a champion's shocking misfortune. On Friday night, Carson Macedo proved why he is a top championship contender. In his first ever appearance at New Egypt Speedway, Macedo put on a masterful performance. Starting on the outside of the front row, he wasted no time, rocketing around pole sitter Logan Schuchart on the opening lap to take the lead and would hold the entire 30-lap duration. The victory was Macedo's 11th of the season and the 58th of his career, tying him with Jason Myers for 16th on the all-time series win list. The race carried a powerful emotion undercurrent. Logan Schuchart, who finished a strong second, was racing with a heavy heart following the recent passing of his grandfather, Bobby Allen, the legendary founder of Shark Racing. Schuchart dedicated his podium finish to his pappy, adding a poignant human element to the night's events. Meanwhile, series points leader David Gravel finished third, extending his series leading podium total to a 36 at the time, padding his championship lead. The story of the entire dirt racing weekend unfolded Saturday night at Lincoln, though. Local hero Anthony Macri, a stalwart of the Pennsylvania posse, made a stunning return to racing just 2 days after receiving medical clearance for a back injury that had him sidelined for 3 weeks. His return was nothing short of triumphant. After qualifying fastest and advancing to the front row of the 35-lap feature, Macri engaged in an early battle with pole sitter and World of Outlaws point leader David Gravel. On a lap 2 restart, Macri chose the high side of the speedway, blasting around Gravel to seize the top spot. From there, he was untouchable. His victory marked the 4th time in 6 races in 2025 that the PA Posse had actually defended their home turf against the National Touring Outlaws, with Macri himself responsible for 3 of those wins. However, the race's most significant developments happened behind him. In a shocking turn of events that completely altered the championship landscape, both of the top 2 drivers in the World of Outlaws standings suffered catastrophic mechanical failures. On lap 12, David Gravel's car slowed with engine trouble, ending his night and relegating him to a 26th place finish. Later, while running second and closing in on Macri, Carson Macedo's engine expired, resulting in a 23rd place finish. These 2 DNFs represented a seismic shift in the season-long title fight, and that really, really tightened things up. The disastrous night at Lincoln for Gravel Macedo blew the championship race wide open. Buddy Kofoid, who entered the night a distant third in the standings, capitalized on his rival's misfortune. By finishing third, Kofoid was the only Outlaw regular on the podium, and more importantly, he slashed David Gravel's championship lead from a seemingly unsurmountable 148 points down to a highly vulnerable 106, with only 8 races remaining. What had been shaping up as a two-driver race for the title was suddenly reignited, with Kofoid gaining immense momentum at the season-critical juncture. So we'll see what's going to happen there. It's doable, but it's still going to be pretty tough. So, but the weekend's events across both series offered a fascinating glimpse into their distinct competitive identities. High Limit Racing's drama was internally focused, a narrative centered on its contracted stars, Abreu and Sweet, battling for uh, eh, we'll just say the 2025 championship. I had it worded a little different, but battling for the 2025 championship. But it mirrored a modern star-centric league model. The World of Outlaws, in contrast, saw its primary drama defined by an external rivalry. The story at Lincoln was not about the Outlaws' point leader, but about the local PA posse hero who actually vanquished them. This classic us versus them storyline is a foundational element of the World of Outlaws' traditional barnstorming appeal. In one weekend, fans witnessed a microcosm of the sprint car wars on a narrative level, with both series producing compelling drama by tapping into fundamentally different yet equally powerful sources of fan engagement. And over on the NASCAR side, well, as the round of 8 in the NASCAR playoffs commenced, the 1.5 mile oval of Las Vegas Motor Speedway became a crucible of championship hopes. The weekend was a showcase of strategic gambles, veteran prowess, and the brutal reality of playoff pressure, where a single misstep could prove fatal to a season's ambitions. Saturday's Focus Health 302 presented a compelling clash of generations. Eric Almirola, a 41-year-old veteran running a part-time schedule, against Connor Zilisch, the 19-year-old phenom who had dominated the 2025 season. In the end, experience triumphed over youthful exuberance in a thrilling display of racecraft. Almirola was the class of the field for much of the event, piloting his number 19 Joe Gibbs Toyota to victories on stage 1 and stage 2, and leading a race high 107 of 201 laps. However, a late race restart saw Zilisch actually take the lead, setting up a dramatic finish. With 9 laps remaining, Almirola executed a decisive pass, diving low on the young star and engaging in a tense side-by-side battle before securing the top spot for good. He held off a charging Zilisch by 0.69 seconds to claim his third victory of the season. The playoff implications of Almirola's win were actually twofold and significant. Because Almirola is not competing for the Drivers' Championship, his victory had no bearing on which drivers would advance. However, the win automatically locked the 19 Joe Gibbs car into the championship for the highly coveted Owners' Championship, a financially crucial achievement for the organization. For the drivers, the race solidified the standings while setting up a tense battle for the final transfer spot. Connor Zilisch's runner-up finish actually extended his record streak of consecutive top 5 finishes up to 18 and ballooned his points lead to a massive 82 points over the cut line, all but guaranteeing his spot in the finale. His junior motorsports teammate, Justin Allgaier, finished third and sits comfortably in second, 44 points to the good. Jesse Love's sixth place run moved him to third in the standings, 20 points above the cut line. The true drama lies in the bubble, where Sam Meyer's ninth place finish kept him in the fourth and final transfer position, but by a razor-thin 8-point margin over Brandon Jones. With 2 races left in the round, the fight for that final spot is now the central focus of the Xfinity Series Championship. And on the Cup side of things, well, Sunday's South Point 400 was a race of immense consequence, delivering a milestone victory for one driver and a catastrophic setback for others. Denny Hamlin arrived in Las Vegas and delivered a perfect weekend, starting from the pole and ending with an emotional and strategically brilliant victory that automatically punched his ticket to the championship 4 in Phoenix. The win was the 60th of Hamlin's career and a significant milestone that actually ties him with Kevin Harvick for 10th on the all-time win list. The victory was secured in the closing laps through a masterful combination of pit strategy and raw speed. During the final round of pit stops under caution, the Joe Gibbs Racing team of Chase Briscoe opted for a two-tire stop, which gave him the lead and a valuable track position for the final restart with 14 laps to go. In contrast, Hamlin and Kyle Larson, who had been the day's most dominant driver, both took 4 fresh tires. The gamble on grip paid off handsomely for Denny Hamlin. Restarting fifth, he methodically carved his way through the field, and he dispatched Larson for second with 5 laps remaining and then hunted down his teammate Briscoe, making the race-winning pass with just 4 laps to go. Larson, who led a race-high 129 laps, followed Hamlin past Briscoe but could not mount a challenge for the win, finishing 1.533 seconds behind the runner-up position. The results of the South Point 400 created a clear dramatic divide among the 8 championship contenders. The winner? Well, by securing the win, Denny Hamlin is now locked into the championship for Phoenix. He is immune to the potential chaos of the next 2 races at the unpredictable Talladega Superspeedway and the short track of Martinsville Speedway. His team can now shift its entire focus to prepare its car for the championship finale at Phoenix. The safe zone? Well, several other playoff drivers had strong days that solidified their positions. Kyle Larson's second place finish gave him a 35-point cushion over the cut line. And Christopher Bell actually finished third and is 20 points to the good, while Chase Briscoe's fourth place run actually leaves him 15 points above the line. All 3 are in a strong position to advance on points if they can avoid disaster in the next 2 races. The losers? Well, for 2 of the sport's biggest stars, Las Vegas was a complete catastrophe. William Byron, who won stage 1 and led 55 laps, saw his race unravel with just over 30 laps to go when he crashed into the rear of a slowing Ty Dillon. The incident relegated him to a 36th place finish and dropped him to 15 points below the cut line. Even worse was the fate of defending series champion Ryan Blaney. An early race wreck ended his day prematurely, resulting in a last place finish. Blaney plummeted from second in the standings to 8th, now a daunting 31 points below the cut line, and in a virtual must-win situation in one of the next 2 races. This week was a masterclass in motorsports drama, delivering narratives of redemption, the harsh realities of mechanical fragility, and the razor-thin margins of playoff strategy. Across 3 Premier Series, championship battles were not just contested, but fundamentally reshaped, setting the stage for a thrilling conclusion to the racing season. The weekend's overarching themes were actually powerful and resonant. In the sprint car world, redemption was palpable, with Brad Sweet ending a long winless streak to reignite his high limit championship hopes, and Anthony Macri returning from an injury to score a monumental victory for the PA posse against the World of Outlaws. This was contrasted by the brutal impact of mechanical failure as engine woes for World of Outlaws leaders David Gravel and Carson Macedo turned their title fights on their heads. In NASCAR, the weekend was a lesson in the strategic gambles of playoff racing, where Denny Hamlin's 4-tire call proved to be a championship-clinching decision, while a single on-track incident for William Byron proved to be catastrophic. And high limit? Well, the championship has been distilled into a head-to-head duel. With the points gap now at a slim 30 points, well, the final events at Lucas Oil Speedway and the 2-night finale at Texas Motor Speedway will be a test of momentum versus consistency. The central question is whether Brad Sweet can capitalize on the powerful resurgence demonstrated at Lakeside, or if Rico Abreu's remarkable season-long consistency will actually be enough to fend off the charging champion and secure the historic first-year title for him. Or his first high-limit title is what I mean by that. The World of Outlaws, well, the championship has been completely reignited. The pressure is shifted squarely onto the shoulders of points leader David Gravel, who must now rebound from a devastating DNF and protect a suddenly vulnerable lead. Buddy Kofoid, with a massive points gain and all the momentum, has a clear opportunity to steal the championship. The final 8 races will actually be a high-pressure battle of recovery for Gravel and an aggressive pursuit for Kofoid. The opening race of the round of 8 in the Cup Series has created a stark divide, For Denny Hamlin, the next 2 weeks are a stress-free period of prep for the finale. For Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe, the mission is simple: survive the chaos of Talladega and Martinsville, avoid the major incidents, and protect their healthy points advantages. For those below the cut line, the strategy is far more desperate. The unpredictable high-speed draft at Talladega Superspeedway actually now represents the best and perhaps only realistic opportunity for drivers like William Byron and defending champion Ryan Blaney to win their way into the championship four. Expect high-risk maneuvers and aggressive racing from those with their seasons on the line, which will only add to the tension for the drivers trying to play it safe. But that's going to do it for this episode. Remember, we bring you insane motorsports moments, breakdowns, and adrenaline packed edits every single week. Whether you live for those sideways, mudslinging, dirt slide jobs, or the door banging, paint trading action in NASCAR, you belong right here. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a finish. And until next time, keep switching grooves. I'm Russ Fritz. Say race hard, stay safe, and we'll see you there. Good night.